We all love a good hero story, where the protagonist overcomes obstacles, defeats enemies, and saves the day. But what if the hero is not who he thinks he is? What if he is actually the villain, or at least a flawed and misguided person? In this article, we will explore 20 movies where the protagonist realizes he's not the good guy at the end, and how this twist affects the audience and the message of the film. Some of these movies are classics, some are cult favorites, and some are hidden gems. 1. Falling Down 1993. Falling Down is a psychological thriller film that explores the dark side of an ordinary man who snaps under the pressure of his personal and social problems. The film follows William Foster, a divorced and unemployed former defense engineer, as he tries to reach his daughter's birthday party in Los Angeles. Along the way, he encounters various obstacles and frustrations that trigger his violent and erratic behavior. He also clashes with a retiring police sergeant, Martin Prendergast, who is tracking his crimes across the city.
Who's about to be pushed.
85 cents, 85 cents.
Doesn't give me enough money for the phone call.
Drink, 85 cents. You pay or go.
A little too far.
I stay.
You mean you stole your baseball bat, but he paid for the soda?
Just standing up for my rights. As a consumer.
Oh, this guy's discriminating.
What kind of vigilante are you? I am just trying to get home to my little girl's birthday.
Give us your briefcase.
And if everybody will stay out of my way. Here, you want my briefcase? Here's my briefcase! Oh, there's the briefcase, huh? Wait a minute, wait! Then nobody will get hurt.
Warner Brothers presents.
Say, would you get off my golf course?
I am!
The story of an everyday guy who refused.
Five! Baby, whoa!
To take it one more day.
So we got a nutcase with a bag full of guns. He's in Hollywood right now, and he's heading west.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's other people waiting to use the phone here.
Now, if you go up against this guy...
2. Shutter Island 2010. Shutter Island is a 2010 neo-noir psychological thriller directed by Martin Scorsese, based on the novel by Dennis Lehane. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio as Teddy Daniels, a U.S. Marshal who investigates the disappearance of a patient from a psychiatric facility on an isolated island. Along with his partner Chuck All, Mark Ruffalo, Teddy uncovers a shocking truth about the place and himself. The film is one of the examples of movies where the protagonist realizes he's not the good guy at the end.
Right. They've hurt people, murdered them in some cases.
In almost all cases, yes. We try to provide them with a measure of calm.
Personally, Doctor, I'd have to say screw their sense of calm. So this prisoner escapes in the last 24 hours.
We don't know how she got out of her room. It's as if she evaporated straight through the walls.
We haven't heard the truth once yet.
But no one will talk. It's like they're scared of something.
It's all down, all the lines, even radio.
Whatever the hell's going on here, it's bad. We need to ask you some questions, okay?
Do you know what fear does to the mind? Corrodes it, rusts it.
This is a game. You're a rat in a maze. Who did this to you?
Going somewhere?
3. Primal Fear 1996. Primal Fear is a 1996 legal thriller starring Richard Gere as Martin Vale, a high-profile defense attorney who takes on the case of Aaron Stampler, a young altar boy accused of murdering and mutilating a Catholic archbishop. Aaron, played by Edward Norton in his film debut, suffers from amnesia and a stutter, and claims to be innocent. However, as Vale investigates the case, he uncovers a web of corruption, blackmail, and sexual abuse involving the Archbishop and his associates. He also discovers that Aaron has a hidden personality named Roy, who is violent, cunning, and remorseless.
I think everyone's gonna want this one. There's one lawyer they love to hate.
Sell the book rights yet, or are you gonna wait a while?
Now tell me, counselor, which one of us is the true headline chaser here?
Unlike you, I was assigned to this case.
You know who I am?
No, sir, I don't.
Don't you read the papers? Richard Gere. I
I speak, you do not speak. Your job is just to sit there and look innocent.
Well, I am innocent.
That's it. That's exactly how I want you to look. Can you remember that? Look in the mirror if you have to.
Even when the headline is murder.
There was someone else in that room.
There was a third person? That's the worst story I've ever heard in my entire life. Now it's our story.
He's the one.
You want to go one-on-one with me? I don't lose.
What's the matter, Marty? Been a while since you rubbed up against a woman with a brain?
Who's the real story.
Come on, ask it.
What about the truth?
The illusion of truth.
Well, he did kill him, right?
No, he didn't.
Don't tell me you think he didn't do it.
4. Fight Club 1999. Fight Club 1999 is a film based on the novel of the same name by Chuck Palahniuk. It tells the story of an unnamed narrator, Edward Norton, who suffers from insomnia and dissatisfaction with his white-collar job. He meets Tyler Durden, Brad Pitt, a charismatic soap salesman who introduces him to an underground fight club, where men vent their frustrations and unleash their primal instincts. The narrator becomes addicted to the fight club, which soon evolves into a larger anti-consumerist and anti-corporate movement called Project Mayhem, led by Tyler.
Come on, hit me before I lose my nerve. Ow! You hit me in the ear!
It was on the tip of everyone's tongue.
Can I be next?
We just gave it a name.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is...
Wow, nice.
You do not talk about Fight Club.
Is that your blood?
Some of it, yeah. After Fight Club, we all started seeing things differently.
You're gonna have to keep me up all night.
And she ruined everything.
You're not into her, are you?
No, God, not at all.
We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars, but we won't.
He had a plan. To what purpose? In Tyler we trusted.
I gotta take Fight Club up a notch. Each one of you has a homework assignment. You're gonna start a fight with a total stranger.
5. Memento 2000. Memento is a 2000 film directed by Christopher Nolan, based on a short story by his brother Jonathan Nolan. The film follows Leonard Shelby, a man who suffers from anterograde amnesia, which prevents him from forming new memories. He uses a system of photographs, notes, and tattoos to track down the man who killed his wife. But he also has to deal with the manipulation of others who may have ulterior motives. The film is famous for its non-linear narrative, which alternates between two sequences. One in black and white that shows the events in chronological order, and one in color that shows the events in reverse order. The Others 2001. The Others is a 2001 horror film that explores the theme of self-deception and the consequences of living in denial. The film follows Grace, a devout Catholic mother who lives with her two children, Anne and Nicholas, in a secluded mansion on the Channel Island of Jersey. The children suffer from a rare condition that makes them allergic to sunlight. So Grace keeps the house in perpetual darkness and follows strict rules to protect them. She hires 3 new servants, Mrs. Mills, Mr. Tuttle, and Lydia, who seem to know more about the house than they let on.
This is going to be the best house in the whole world.
You know, this place has been empty for so long, we almost forgot it was here.
You'll like it. We'll make lots of friends soon.
Come on. Lights out.
Since when are you afraid of the dark? It's different here. What do you mean? What's going on?
Get your brother out of the house.
7 children. Close the circle. Last time night we got 6.
Seven. Pumpkinhead 1988. Pumpkinhead 1988 is a supernatural horror film that features a vengeful demon summoned by a grieving father. The film is directed by Stan Winston, who is known for his special effects work on films like The Terminator, Aliens, and Jurassic Park. The film is based on a poem by Ed Justin and has a cult following among horror fans. The film follows Ed Harley, a widowed store owner who lives with his young son Billy in the rural countryside. When Billy is accidentally killed by a group of reckless teenagers on dirt bikes, Ed seeks the help of a witch named Haggis to bring him back to life.
The year was 1986?
It must have been 80. I think we were shooting in 87, so didn't we start it? Maybe it was all 87. We shot in the summer, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. And it was
okay,
exciting.
87.
It was after Monster Squad, right? And it was exciting for Stan because it was his first directing gig, and we were there to support him. He kind of stepped out of the design process.
Smile, it's Macy, and just look at Chris.
Okay.
Action! Tom looking good down at Chris. Now, look up here at Tracy.
So hi, this is Shane Mahan sitting with John Rosengrant.
Hi, it's John and Shane.
It's the John and Shane Show with Alec and Tom. Let's go back in time. Let's not go back in time.
Here we are,
hard
at work at the Stan Winston studio.
This is what we did every day.
What it does show you is that we were very serious young men.
Yeah.
8. Identity 2003. Identity is a mystery thriller film that follows 10 strangers who are stranded at a remote motel during a storm and are killed off one by an unknown assailant. The film is inspired by Agatha Christie's novel And Then There Were None, and has a twist ending that reveals the true identity of the killer and the connection between the characters. The film explores the theme of dissociative identity disorder, as the protagonist realizes he is not the good guy at the end, but one of the personalities of a convicted murderer who is facing execution.
Das ergibt doch keinen Sinn. Vielleicht haben wir ja auch alle eine Gemeinsamkeit.
Und welche? Ich habe nächste Woche Geburtstag.
Ich auch.
Ich auch. Ja.
Identität.
9. The Sixth Sense 1999. The Sixth Sense is a psychological thriller that tells the story of Dr. Malcolm Crowe, a child psychologist who tries to help Cole Sear, a young boy who can see and communicate with the dead. The movie explores the themes of guilt, redemption, and self-deception, as Malcolm and Cole struggle to cope with their abilities and their pasts. The movie is famous for its twist ending, which reveals that Malcolm has been dead all along, and that Cole is the only one who can see him.
Liebling, wieso zitterst du so? Cole, was ist denn?
Hast du das deiner Mutter schon mal erzählt?
Das erzähle ich ihr nicht.
Wieso nicht?
Weil sie mich nicht so ansieht wie die anderen. Ich will das nicht. Ich will nicht, dass sie es weiß.
Was?
Ich sehe tote Menschen. Sie laufen durch die Gegend wie normale Menschen.
Ich sehe nichts. Bist du sicher, dass sie da sind?
Manchmal spürst du es in dir, als ob du ganz schnell runterfallen würdest. Kennen Sie dieses Kribbeln im Nacken?
Ja.
Das kommt von denen. Wenn sie böse sind, dann wird es kalt.
Wie oft siehst du sie?
Ich sehe sie immer. Sie sind überall. Sie wollen von mir.
10. The Usual Suspects 1995. The Usual Suspects is a 1995 thriller film directed by Bryan Singer and written by Christopher McQuarrie. It stars Kevin Spacey as Roger Verbal Kint, a disabled con man who is one of the only two survivors of a massacre and fire on a ship docked in Los Angeles. He tells the story of how he and 4 other criminals, played by Gabriel Byrne, Stephen Baldwin, Kevin Pollak, and Benicio del Toro, were hired by a mysterious crime lord named Kaiser Soze to steal $91 million worth of cocaine from a rival gang.
Killing many men.
Kaiser Soze!
He saw Kaiser Soze.
And these are not the usual suspects. Keaton.
I'm a businessman.
McManus.
There's nothing that can't be done.
Hockney.
What, you got a team of monkeys working around the clock on this?
Fenster.
Flip you for real.
Verbal Kint.
Roger, really. People say I talk too much.
He doesn't know what you want to know.
I don't think he does. Not exactly. But there's a lot more to his story, believe me.
In a world where nothing is what it seems.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled
He's here.
was convincing the world
I know he's here.
he didn't exist.
You've got to look beyond the usual suspects.
I'm smarter than you. And I'm going to find out what I want to know, whether you like it or not.
I work for Kaiser Soze. He feels you owe him. He does not expect all of you to live, but those of you who do will have $91 million.
It was Kaiser Soze, Agent Kuyan. I mean the devil himself.